Welcome, Aries. Whether you're a long-time Zodiac Talks Tarot viewer or a fresh face joining us today, it's time to uncover the emotional landscape surrounding you and your partner. You might want to grab a cup of coffee, or something stronger, because we are diving deep into the heart of your current situation. Fair warning, I am outside, so you may hear some background noise. But just like you, Aries, we push through distractions with a fiery determination, don't we? Let's embrace it. This reading is going to be powerful, no matter what. Whether you're an Aries or dealing with one, we're about to unravel some serious emotional truths, so hang tight. Now, let's talk about silence. Yes, you heard me right. Aries, you're stuck in a bit of a standoff. Both you and your partner might be watching each other, lurking on social media, trying to figure out what's going on, but no one's saying anything. It's like a high-stakes mental chess game, and you're both waiting for the other person to make the first move. You, Aries, being the fiery spirit you are likely feeling the heat. Silence isn't your thing. You want action, answers, and resolution. But remember, sometimes the truth lies not in what's being said but in what's being left unsaid. The chosen ones know that even when the words stop, the energy doesn't. It's in the pauses, in the quiet tension, where the real magic happens. Both of you may be manifesting a reconnection without even realizing it, drawing this bond back into existence with every silent glance. And then, the Seven of Swords shows up. Oh boy! Here's the deception card, Aries. It's clear that both you and your partner are sabotaging this relationship, either through actions or inactions. Ghosting, dishonesty, playing games, it's all here. The emotional wounds are deep, and though you may not want to admit it, there's enough blame to go around. But let's not forget, Aries, you've got that warrior energy, fierce and unstoppable. But even the strongest warriors need to take a step back sometimes. It's okay to retreat, reflect, and heal. There's no shame in giving yourself the space to process and rebuild. This is your journey of growth, Aries, and it's okay to not have all the answers right away. After all, even a warrior needs to recharge before charging into battle again. As the Queen of Swords enters the scene, Aries, it's time to buckle up. No more games, no more compromises. This is where the real emotional battle begins, where you and your partner are locked in a standoff of monumental proportions. Neither side is willing to budge, both holding firm in their positions. This is why Aries and air signs like Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra often clash so intensely. You, fiery and passionate, meet them with icy logic, creating a storm of unyielding energy. Neither of you is willing to bend, making it an explosive mix of heated emotions and cold, calculated reasoning. It's like the universe tossed a match into a pool of gasoline, and now no one's willing to extinguish the fire. But let's talk about magic, because in every standoff, there's a little bit of that mysterious force we call manifestation. Despite the tension, both of you are unknowingly pulling each other back into your lives. Maybe one of you is hiding it better than the other, but the truth is deep down, you both want to make things work. Aries, it's a classic trait of yours. You're always creating, always manifesting, whether it's a breakthrough in your career or an emotional meltdown. Right now, you're manifesting your partner back into your life with sheer willpower, but here's the catch. Manifestation isn't a one-way street. Sure, you've got that unstoppable drive, but remember, you need to be honest with yourself first. What's the point of manifesting a future with someone if you're not fully facing the reality of your own emotional baggage? It's like ordering a fancy meal and forgetting to bring your appetite. Both need to be in sync. Now, let's talk disappointment. The Four of Cups shows up, and Aries, you may be staring into an empty cup right now. Disappointment is running deep, and someone, maybe you, has been dishonest, leaving the emotional well dry. The motivation to move forward seems lost in the past, stuck in a loop of what went wrong. But here's the cosmic nudge, Aries, you are being asked to look up, not down. In the year of triumph 2025, every obstacle has a silver lining. Stop letting past failures chain you down. There's an entire universe of opportunity ahead of you, but only if you're willing to stop dwelling on what's already spilled. As the Buddha might say, let go of the past, embrace the present moment. The victory you seek is already within reach, just remember to lift your gaze and let go of the past. The future is waiting for you to claim it. Aries, you've both been through the emotional ringer, and the Nine of Wands shows up to remind you that you're bruised, battered, and wearing your defensive energy like armor. Both you and your partner have constructed emotional fortresses so high, they could rival the Himalayas. But let me tell you something, Aries, those walls you've built aren't made of strength, they're made of fear. And while you may feel like you're standing strong, real strength comes from vulnerability. It's time to ask yourself, do you want to remain stuck in this defensive mode, locked away behind walls of doubt and fear, or do you want to break through and let the light in? After all, you've got that fierce warrior energy, so why not use it to tear down those emotional barriers? Let's face it, Aries, emotional growth isn't about how high you can build your walls, but about how courageously you can let them fall. Now, let's talk about the Page of Cups and Ten of Wands, where the weight of the situation is so heavy, it's like trying to carry a mountain on your back while navigating through a storm. Someone here is thinking about making an apology, but that first step feels like the hardest one. It's like walking through a downpour with an umbrella, half worried it will collapse on you before you even get to safety. But let's get real, Aries, the chosen ones don't shy away from the storm. You face it head on, rain or shine. And sometimes, the greatest act of courage is simply saying, I'm sorry. Don't let pride weigh you down. It's not about who's right or wrong, it's about healing, moving forward, and finding peace within yourself. Apologizing is a strength, not a weakness, trust me on this one. But here's the thing, Aries, you stuck. The Four of Cups is telling me that you're fixated on the past, dwelling on what went wrong. The emotional loop of what ifs and whys is keeping you in a cycle of disappointment. But here's the kicker, when you keep staring at the broken pieces, you miss the bigger picture. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is simply let go. In the year of triumph 2025, this is your moment to break free from the chains of past disappointment and embrace a future full of possibility. Let go of what's weighing you down, Aries, and make space for the new beginnings that are waiting for you. The universe is ready to deliver, but only if you're ready to receive. Aries, here we are, confronted by the devil. And no, it's not some grand villain in a dark cloak, it's that sneaky little voice inside you, the one that pulls you into a vortex of negativity, urging you to fixate on what's wrong rather than focusing on what could be right. It's like a magnetic force tugging at your emotions, making it so much harder to escape the toxic patterns that have trapped you. But here's the catch, Aries, you control the chains. They're not locked in place unless you choose to keep them that way. This energy is a reminder, you have the power to break free. The chosen ones don't stay stuck in their pain, they transform it. Right now, you're standing at a crossroads. Do you continue down this dark path, or do you step into the light and reclaim your power? The choice is yours, and it's always been yours. Now, let's talk about heartbreak, Aries. There's no sugarcoating it, you're hurting. The Three of Swords shows up, and it's clear that emotional wounds are real, and they run deep. But how you process this pain will be the deciding factor in whether you're able to heal or whether you'll keep feeding the fire. Are you going to keep stirring the embers of your heartbreak, or will you let the flames die out and move forward? You see, heartache is a part of life, it's the fuel that can either burn you alive or light the way for a new beginning. The power is in your hands. Then comes the Five of Cups, and Aries, this one hits hard. You're grieving, and rightfully so. You're staring at the cups that have spilled, consumed by loss, regret, and sorrow. But let's take a step back for a moment. There are 2 cups still standing behind you. The world is not over, Aries. It's just beginning. The universe is always ready to give you new opportunities, but you have to be willing to turn around and see them. Sometimes, the best way forward is to let go of what no longer serves you. You don't need to carry the weight of those spilled cups forever. The world is waiting for you to claim what's left. Finally, we arrive at the 6 of Swords. You're trying to move on, and I can see it. But Aries, there's still emotional baggage weighing you down. Healing doesn't happen overnight, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. But remember, progress is progress even when it feels slow. In time, you'll look back and see how far you've come. The journey of healing is long, but the destination? Oh, it's worth every step. Aries, I've got some good news for you, you're going to make it through. Despite the bumps and bruises, the heartbreaks and heartaches, new beginnings, fresh love, and a renewed sense of purpose are on the horizon. But here's the kicker, it's not going to happen overnight. Like a plant growing from a tiny seed, it will take time to nurture and bloom. The universe is always in motion, and so are you. Remember, Aries, you're not alone on this journey. In fact, the Year of Triumph 2025 is practically waving at you from the future, promising that your victory is just around the corner. Think of it like a GPS, it's recalculating, but rest assured, you're headed in the right direction. Trust the process and the pace. It's okay to take it slow, you're on the path to something extraordinary. And hey, if the universe can wait for you, then so can you. But let's shift gears a bit and talk about your partner's energy. Oh, the plot thickens. They're in deep contemplation, doing a whole lot of thinking, and just a tiny bit of acting. Realizations are dawning on them, but, as you know, there's a catch. While they're figuring things out, they're stuck. It's almost like they're waiting for the perfect moment to take action. But here's the thing, that moment keeps slipping through their fingers. Aries, you've heard the saying, don't wait for the perfect moment, make the moment perfect. Well, this is one of those times. While they're waiting for cosmic alignment, you could be moving mountains with that Aries drive of yours. Now, with the 6 of Swords, your partner is caught in limbo. They want to move on, but, as you guessed it, they're having a tough time letting go. This is classic avoidance behavior. They know they need to let go and evolve, but the emotional growth they're avoiding is like that stack of dishes we all ignore. Eventually, it piles up. So, Aries, the truth is, they're stuck in their process. They're stuck in their own head, and that's a place you can't wait around for them to come out of. Finally, the 3 of Wands arrives, and Aries, here's where it gets interesting. Your partner is waiting for you to make the first move. They're in the past, holding on to an idea of what could be, but not taking any action to get there. Aries, don't get caught in the waiting game. You deserve someone who's willing to meet you halfway, not just watch you make all the moves. Keep moving forward. You're the one with the fire, after all. Aries, let's break this down and dive into the complex dance of emotions you're dealing with in your current relationship. Your partner finds you incredibly attractive, that's for sure. They're drawn to you like a moth to a flame, but here's the catch, they're hesitant to act on it. One minute they're ready to take that bold step forward, ready to come to you, to express what's been brewing inside. The next minute, they pull back, as if the flame has suddenly become too hot to handle. This push-pull dynamic is creating tension, and you, being the fiery Aries you are, don't like indecision. You want action, not hesitation, and this back and forth is likely driving you up the wall. But here's the thing, it's not about your attractiveness or your worth, Aries. It's about their internal struggle. They can't seem to get out of their own way, and that's something you need to recognize. As we move forward, the Seven of Swords and Six of Swords both make an appearance. And here's the truth bomb, Aries, your partner is running from their own feelings. Yep, you heard that right. They're avoiding the truth, playing the "I'm not ready for this" game, thinking that if they ignore it long enough, the problem will just vanish. But avoidance never works long term, does it? You've learned this the hard way. So, Aries, don't let someone else's avoidance dictate your pace. You're moving forward, no matter what. You've got places to be, things to do, and you're not about to wait around for someone who's stuck in their own head. Sure, they're going through something, but that's their journey. You have your own to walk, and it's time to keep moving forward. Now, let's talk about what your partner's going through. There's a realization on the horizon for them. They're beginning to understand that before they can make a real move in this relationship, they need to do the work on themselves. This isn't easy, Aries. It's not a quick fix. Personal growth takes time, and the painful truth is, they're going to have to dig deep. The Seven of Swords shows that they've been avoiding this self-reflection, but the Six of Swords tells me they're starting to understand that they can't run forever. Growth requires looking in the mirror and doing the emotional heavy lifting, and while that's a tough pill to swallow, it's something they must face if they want to move forward both in the relationship and in life. Now, here's the kicker, the Three of Wands and King of Wands. Your partner is waiting for you to return. They're hanging on to the idea of divine timing, thinking that some magical moment will bring you back together. But Aries, they need to realize that waiting for a miracle is not the same as acting on what you want. They can't just sit around, watching the clock, hoping for you to return. They need to take ownership of their feelings and make a move themselves. This passive approach is only prolonging the inevitable. The Five of Cups follows, and it paints a rather somber picture. Your partner is stuck in their grief, reflecting on what they've lost, but here's the thing, they've yet to take the steps to reconcile or heal. They're waiting for you to come back, but they're not doing the necessary inner work to create the space for reconciliation. Aries, while they're stuck in the past, you're stepping boldly into the future. Don't let their emotional paralysis hold you back. However, the good news comes with the Sun and Justice. A shift is on the horizon. Your partner will eventually confront their inner turmoil, and when they do, a transformation will occur. They're not quite ready to face this yet, but trust that in time, they will. And when they do, there's potential for something better. Maybe this relationship, or maybe something else entirely, but one thing is for certain, growth will happen, and with it, the possibility of a new beginning for them, and perhaps for both of you. As we conclude this bonus reading, I want to remind you, Aries, to keep living your best life. Embrace the adventure that awaits you, and don't let anyone's hesitation slow down your fire. You're on a journey of transformation, and 2025 is your year of triumph. So, let go of the past and embrace what's ahead. And hey, if you enjoyed this reading, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Zodiac Talks Tarot. Stay blessed, Aries, and remember the best is yet to come.